Hello and welcome back to Bug Realms. On this channel we like to discuss all things creepy crawly, so if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel. I nearly messed that up then, it's been so long since I've done this. Now this would normally be the cue for the intro, but as we're moving on to a new phase of Bug Realms, I have to make a new intro. Also, I no longer pay for the music that I used in the old intro because I'm no longer making money, so we have to design a new one, but that'll be as and when. Now, as you can see, I've got a whole new setup, like you've never seen me with yellow walls before, for example. There is a whole new setup, and I am dying to show you guys. But before I give you a little tour around, we got to have a little talk. Now, if you are brand new here, first of all, thanks for coming aboard. Secondly, this is my second channel. If you want to access all the content that I did from the start of my journey, you want to type in Bug Realms and then in brackets old channel, but be wary of clicking on links on that channel because it's now owned by hackers. They actually have no access to the channel anymore. It's been completely shut off from them to access, but it's also shut off for me to access. So there's a few dodgy little links on there that if you click them they'll take you to like gambling websites or viruses or whatever, but you're perfectly safe to actually click on the video links and watch the videos. Just don't do anything in any descriptions. So if you want to see my journey, that's where it began, and this is, well, I say new channel, it's been going for a while now, but I just haven't been making content. So this is my return. If you follow those videos back, guys, you will see why I took a break, why I made a new channel and all of that. We're not going to get into that on today's. Today I really want to show you around the new setup. But the bit that I really wanted to discuss was why now? Why am I coming back now? It wasn't so long ago I did you an update saying I really don't know when I'm coming back. Major points why I stopped: to be a better parent. I had a newborn baby at the time, plus I have a child with additional needs, and I have my eldest who only visits me on my 2 days off from work a week, and that was kind of time I was putting into filming, processing, editing, and I wanted to be a better parent. Then as time went on, I developed some sort of chronic pain condition that they believe I do have costochondritis, but they believe there's some other things going on as well. But I've got to the stage in my guinea pigging for the doctors and the hospital that they've not really figured it out. But I have been taking on some new techniques, some new style of physio as well as my original, and I am showing signs of improvement now. It's just a slow process, so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But there was actually a major event which was the reason to coming back here, and that was the loss of my father. So my father passed away in May this year, and you might be thinking, well, what's that got to do with YouTube? Well, when I first started my original channel all those years ago, there was a why I started YouTube video on there, and I discussed how losing my eldest brother at the time made me realise that life was too short, and the way that he lived with no fear, with if he was afraid of something he did it anyway, and I wanted to take that on board to kind of like prove not just to myself but to him and to everyone else that you can't live in a shell, you can't live in fear. And that's why I started that channel. I didn't expect it to hit off the way that it did. I didn't expect to open this whole new world of friendship, of just sharing, caring, just discover. I didn't even think I'd get the amount of animals that I got at that time. I didn't think that I could do that, and I did. But when I stopped my old channel, don't get me wrong, being that better parent, it worked. The illness, that's something we'll talk about outside. I couldn't help that. Still don't know what's going on with that. Got to that stage where my youngest is now in nursery 5 days a week, apart from right now because it's summer. My middle boy is going to be going into year 1, so he's doing full time at school. And my eldest is so chill and so happy that when she comes round, she's at that age now, she's nearly 15. She's at that age where she's just going to sit on, scroll on her phone and do whatever. And, yeah, Dad, I'm busy. That kind of age. So it's given me that time. When my dad passed, I thought I started to prove a point to myself when my brother passed. maybe now that my dad's passed, it's time to get my life back, because I thoroughly enjoyed what I did, and I think I'm at that stage where I can go back to thoroughly enjoying that again. And I realised then that so many fears had come back. You'll probably already be able to tell my confidence level is not what it used to be. Talking in front of a camera right now is weird to me. It's alien to me. After all those years of YouTube, I feel a little bit, I'm worried about, is anyone even going to watch this? It shouldn't really matter. I didn't start YouTube for that purpose. I started YouTube to prove a point to me, and I made the friends along the way. And if only my closest friends and people I care about watch this, that makes me happy. I shouldn't be worrying about that kind of fear. I worry about on days when my pain flares up and I can't record for you guys. I don't have to be on cue. You guys never minded on those odd occasions where I had to miss a video in a week, and I'm not even setting you a time scale right now. We're just going to go with the flow and see what happens. All these fears were irrational fears, and there was one thing that my dad was very proud of me, and that was that I did something for myself. That was that change that I had in myself. That was that, Dad, I'm going to go onto YouTube, right? We always had this kind of relationship where it was just kind of like, all right, like there was never any massive emotion shown between me and my father, but I knew he was proud, and he would ask how it was going. He would ask things about the animals, and when we held a motorbike outside, when we held a wake for him, and seeing these men that I haven't seen since I was a child asking me questions about it, about the bug life, the YouTube life, it made me think he really must have been proud to be telling his mates all about what I'm doing in my life. So I feel like I kind of owe it to him to get that back, and I owe it to myself to get that back. And if I find that I'm taking up too much time of my time doing this, I'll cut it back a bit. We're going to play it by ear and see how it goes. So my return to YouTube is a thank you to my father. And I had to get that out there because I'm going to give you the room tour now, and there's a few things of his that I've kept here for specific reasons. And I wanted you to understand that. I didn't want to just show you around the room and go, yeah, that belonged to my dad who passed away. Like, I want you to understand that he was a part of not only coming back to YouTube, but he was a part of the setup that we have here. So do you guys want to see it? Come on then, let's have a look. So we're going to start you off facing the door. So out there is my hallway, right? And yes, I still have a purple gown, and this leather jacket belonged to my father. Now we're going to do a circle around. Now, yellow walls. Why does everyone think I've got yellow walls? If you're new, you still might not quite know. My logo colours, purple and yellow, are the bulk colours of my logo, and they've been a part of me for ages. Wearing a dressing gown, or the gown, has been a big part of my YouTube. And I actually have two of them. This one actually belonged to Danielle's nan, who sadly passed a few years ago. And there's another one that belongs to my dad, but it's currently in the wash. Who knew my dad would own a purple dressing gown? Because I didn't. Now let's move along here. This clock that I put up on the wall here, this belonged to my father, and it's been in our family for a long, long time. It belonged to his auntie before him, and I don't know where it traced before that. But as you can see, it's broken, and I'm not even going to get it fixed. Instead, we might make a clock enclosure. Now, I don't want to edit this clock too much, and I don't want to do anything that will cause it damage, but this opens up. I'm sure there's a way to make it safe for an animal. Now, we had a clock enclosure created in the early days of my old and original YouTube channel. How fitting it would be that I obtain a clock with more space and more that I can do to in the family name. So we're going to scroll along here. Sorry, it's quite bright outside. I actually have blurred, I know you can't really see because it's all silhouetted, I've blurred my windows so that I can't have all the people outside staring in at the animals. But we have, oh god, the lighting isn't, let me spin this light around, there we go. Purple curtains on the yellow room. There, you can see it better. This sign, something I'll go to in the future. I'll get into that down the line. For now, it can remain a mystery to you. Okay. So what else have we got here? You know what? Let's use my torch that I got from my dad. Really decent torch. This whole writing desk belonged to my dad. You can see my little spider rug, yeah? And inside it is just so much use. So I've got my light for my camera, there's some food for my isopods, a pack of playing cards, and yes, they're insect playing cards. That's my gloves, some bee pollen, some perlite, and it also has some drawers. We're not going to go down into all that. Now, lighting in this room is something that I haven't worked out yet, so you're going to have to bear with me in the meantime. Now, let's shut this one off because that's awfully bright. Cool, we can deal with just this, right? And this tablecloth also came from my dad, and although it's kind of a tinge of purple and a tinge of blue, it's looking more blue on the camera screen, but I can assure you in the daylight it does actually have a purple tinge. Now underneath there will be 6 storage boxes. Now that one is currently in my front room being used, that's why you can't see it, and if I lift this up there's more under here. So this is a part of my bug food collection. On the top here are some leaves and some moss, and here is spare enclosures, and there is a purpose to that one down the line which we'll do a video on. So let's scroll it back around, guys, and of course we have the Bugzuk logo. Again, it's looking blue on here. Maybe it's the torchlight making it look blue. Yes, if I take the torchlight off you can see that it's purple. There we go. So we have the Bugzuk logo. This was actually put up there originally, so I created originally for when I was selling at BTS and Southwestern Show, and I just kind of kept it all that time and popped up on the wall instead. So along here, roaches. Now, don't always read the names. Some of these have changed since for what's enclosures, and a lot of these enclosures are empty because, as you know, I sold a lot of my collection. But how does that look? Is that not a really nice setup of shelves? So we've got spiders, we've got spiders, we've got spiders, we've got scorpions, we've got spiders, we've got roaches. We have in here, wow, I really do need to figure out my lighting in here. Let's have a look. These are in a temporary home, and they are darkling beetles from Morio worms. Now the reason they're in this temporary home is I had to take them out of their original setup, and I'm actually going to do a video for you setting them up again into something more appropriate, and I'm going to show you how to breed these without doing the separation method. Now if you don't know what that is, wait till the video comes up and I will explain, but I have been readily breeding these without the separation method. And then the rest are empties. So let's move along here. This is for stick insects, so I'm only keeping 4 enclosures for the stick insects. So we've got 2 black ones, 2 silver ones. Below, spare pots and things, some thermal little box there, polystyrene box for shipping. That's just a cable to my light, and some more bug food down there, and my backpack. Now, because I didn't have a full setup here, this is what my camera was resting on. Now this wooden thing came from my dad's, it actually belongs down there, and this was stool belonged to my dad. We have 2 footstools also belonging to my dad that need some repairs. Fold out bed here. This is because my eldest will be sleeping in this room. And then purple sofa. It was actually a purple cover on a sofa. So we've got the purple against the yellow. And it's just a cheapy USB light. Now if we move over here, we have a diamond art Bugzuk logo that was done for me by my wife. And over here we have my Sturmy that passed away that I really loved. Excuse the fading, that was because my kids got some water on this. I've finally put this on the wall, and this was done by the amazing Natalie at Afterlife Artistries. So yeah, as I said, it was a lot more clear when it came, but my kids got hold of the frame. So that's finally up on the wall, and if you watch this, Natalie, thanks again. I hope you're happy that I finally got it up after all these years. That sounded wrong, ignore that. Right, moving on. So this set of shelves here, this is my wood collection, still sounding wrong. It's just random bits of bug that I really like. Ignore the blue bits on there. That was a part of a setup I did a long time ago. I'm going to rip that off and get that cleaned up. Those cars belong to my dad. I'm going to find a way to use them enclosures. And we'll move down again, and we've got my Orange McMonagall books. I'm trying to get the full collection of these slowly over time, but they're expensive. So if anybody's selling any of the ones that I don't have, please give me a shout. Some spare enclosures and the place where the stool lives. And on top of the stool is actually where this lives. This is my water sprayer. Empty enclosures going along here. Empties, 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 and empties again. The only one that's not empty on this set of shelves is over there. That one. Oh, I could use this torch as a pointer, it's quite cool. That is my Darlingi's enclosure, but she is not out at present, so I can't show you that. These are all empty, all the rest. So let's give the room a proper little spin. So, maybe if I shut these, I wonder if that will help or just make it worse. I couldn't shut them properly one-handed, but there we go. So here is the room in full. It's comfy, it's cozy, I absolutely love it. The only problem is getting the lighting right in here, and that's something you'll have to bear with me on. I don't have the time to be faffing too much with that. Pretty cool, right? Oh. Well, I hope you guys haven't found this video too boring. I know it was just a lot of talking and not a lot of showing. You barely saw any animals at all, but it's just a return video and to explain to you why. So please tell your friends that I'm back, tell your family that I'm back, anyone that you know of that enjoyed my old content, tell them Sam is back. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I actually have another video to record straight after this, opening a box, a little unboxing. We haven't done one of them in a very, very, very long time, and it's a mystery one. See you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.